What's up, everybody? It's the man, the cop, Paco. I'm posted up in the cut, in the cut like a bandage.
Paco, hey, shout out to Paco.
All right, yeah. What's up, everybody? It's the man, the cop, Paco. Posted up in the cut like a bandage.
It's me, Ron, the medical and professional, coming and sewing up that cut.
Yeah, don't be sewing that cut up. You know what? We got a couple special guests today. Very special guests. I would like to introduce them. First of all, we got Trucker Andy.
Hey, I'll do your drop line. Andy. Shout out to Paco. That's where that drop comes from.
Yeah, also we got Big Bad Karl from WATP. What's up, man?
What is happening, Paco and friends? Always great to be on this program.
Yes, thank you for coming back and not coming back. You know, we're gonna go ahead and kick it off properly. Everybody wants to know. This is everybody's favorite segment. It's the weather report. Ronnie, why don't you go ahead and let us know what it's like where you're at?
So currently in El Paso, Texas, it is 66 degrees. Today's high was 76. The low will be 53 tonight. Tomorrow's high is 76 with a low of 57. Partly cloudy. Back to you, Paco.
That's fascinating. Right. Please go on.
Yeah, please, Karl. Why don't you go on with the weather segment? Let us know what it's like where you're at.
All right, so JJ Peterka just scored to make it 3-2, but that has nothing to do with anything. It was very rainy today. I didn't leave the house. I've been podcasting all day, so I have no idea what it's like outside, but it looked wet.
Is this your third show today, Karl?
It is. It was supposed to be my fourth, but thankfully Vinny has COVID, or else it would have been my fourth show today.
So at least something went right.
That's dope. You know what? Over here in lovely Peoria, Arizona, it's 70 degrees. You know, beautiful, clear sky, nice, relaxed. It's really not Sprite jacket season yet, but I'm still wearing it. You know, nice outside. It's a beautiful evening. Really reminds me of myself. Andy, why don't you go ahead and let us know what the weather's like where you're at?
I'm in Karl City, so it's more of the same. It's shitty with a chance of suck. It rained all day. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's good, man.
Well,
it's a good day for podcasting from your basement. Let's put it that way.
Correct, yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. You know what? We got you know what? Last time I had Karl on, and then there's two different episodes. Karl and Andy, different episodes, different albums we reviewed. So I got them back on, and we're gonna review an album that I find classic, right? From my childhood, back from 1995. Let's take it all the way back. And that album is Smile Now, Die Later. We're going to go ahead and show the cover real quick. Let me see, where's it at? Oh, here it is, right here. This is the album cover. Why don't you give us your thoughts on the album cover? Go ahead and kick it off, Andy.
I'm getting Cypress vibes with that kind of font. And, you know, it's got that East Side LA vibe.
Yes, Karl. What do you think about this?
Also, this is where Kid Frost grew up to be Frost. This is an important step for him. He's no longer Kid Frost. Now he's graduated to Frost. And I have to say, I've listened to this entire album. I have notes on all the tracks, of course. But Smile Now, Die Later, the title tells me he has no creativity whatsoever. There is no creativity going on. There's not a good title for an album at all. Doesn't mean anything.
Well, it's like, you know, it's like that song Smile Now, Cry Later, of course. That oldie, that gangster oldie. It's very prevalent out here in the West.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a good play on words.
Yeah. Well, I would say so. I was impressed as a child. All right, so this is the back of the album cover. That's what it looks like. I remember having the CD. Anyways, Ronnie, what are your thoughts on the cover?
It's a cover. I love the Sephora or Sephora, you know, monochromatic colorway was very big in the 90s. P. Diddy or Puff Daddy or whatever you want to call him did it with his little album. So that was the trend in like 96, 97, 98. So Nas did the same thing. So, yeah.
I hope you're not saying that Frost was copying other rappers, because I will not be hearing that on today's program. Oh, wait, this entire album is copying other rappers.
I did not say he's the Mexican Weird Al, but
I like the album cover. You know, it just brings me back to when I was younger. You know, I like I don't know. It's all right. I don't really care for it either, but you know, it is there.
Paco lost confidence immediately in that. He's
well,
like, it's pretty chill. It's pretty cool. You know what? It sucks. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, you know what? What do we do? Let's just not even do this.
Well, it's very washed out, isn't it? It's like overlit car and like faded out graffiti. You can't really tell what's going on around there, but I don't know. I like that tag style. It looks like I'm looking at the side of a train.
I'm going to smile now. I'm going to die later. All right, guys.
Let's
get into the vibe. Let's get into it.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right. So basically, we're going to go ahead and get into the criteria one for this album review, which is the beats. I want Ronnie to kick it off. You know, Ronnie's over here. He's a hip hop guy. He loves hip hop. He breathes it. He bleeds it. Matter of fact, he eats it.
Yes, as a very big hip hop fan, I really enjoy the beats, but you know they're very. So at that time, there's a radio station on the internet, little known to a lot of people, called Brown and Proud Radio. So a lot of the Paco knows this very well. There are a lot of the beats in that era, like you know, in that California, like West Coast Hispanic Latino style. You know, they all use kind of like that, you know, Motown, like super West Coast beats. So a lot of the beats, I mean, at that time, you got to think even Ice Cube was using some beats like that, you know, Rappin' Forte, you know, a lot of those like West Coast rappers were all using those kind of same, like very bass heavy, 808 heavy, like beats at the time. So very prominent at this time.
Can I ask a quick question? Because I don't know this style of music very well. Did you just say it was Motown and West Coast? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Do you know where Motown is, sir?
Yes, it's in Detroit, but they would like take a lot of samples from Motown. Like right, Rick James is even on the album. Just so, like
from Buffalo, New York, by the way.
Yes.
Our very own Rick James on the album.
But yeah, they would a lot of times like those rappers would use a lot of those Motown beats, like a lot of those you know, Smokey Robinson beats to like, and add like an extra bass or like use it on that 808 loop to revamp them or even a lot of times they wouldn't even get like the clearance to use them, but they would still do it anyway. But
yeah. By the way,
every other rapper.
I do miss the days where you didn't need clearance to use beats and samples because rap was way better back then.
Right.
For sure.
Mixtapes. The mixtape era, huh?
Yep.
You know,
for sure.
Yeah. So Ronnie, on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you give it?
I'll give it a 3.5.
All right. Thank you for that.
You like my background, Paco?
That's all right. You know what? Hold on 1 second.
I like the other one, the Toxic Avenger. What's this one?
Paco, let them know.
Oh, that's just the center of the Mexican flag. Karl, can you give us your thoughts on the beats? Scale of 1 to 5. Give us your thoughts also.
Okay. So the beats are generic as fuck. And it's very much the Mexican version of Dr. Dre. It's a lot of the same Dre, Snoop Dogg stuff they were doing. You got the low bass, you got the high synthesizer, repeated melody thing going on. There were a couple songs that broke the mold on this. Track 4, Marie, which was the Rick James thing. There was some energy there. There was a bass line. It was kind of interesting. I felt like, okay, most of it is pretty laid back and chill and not a lot going on. Not a lot to get excited about. There were a couple of songs where there was some interesting music going on. La Raza actually had instruments on it. That was interesting. There was a keyboard solo. It's like, whoa, there's notes. That's pretty interesting. But right back after that, they're back to Dr. Dre stuff. So I thought the beats were generic. A lot of the music was generic. It sounded like they were trying to be something else. I'd give it a 2.
Okay, 2. Thank you for that. You know, and that track is called Mari. You know, it's like the official Mary Jane remix. You know, it's got Rick James.
Is that what it is?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, that track, can I talk about that track real quick? I know that's what we're talking about right now, but that track is so lame because they're rapping about Mary Jane, marijuana, obviously, but they're acting like they're talking about a chick. It reminded me of AC/DC's Shook Me All Night Long, which is about a car. and you're like, whoa, that song's about a car? Wow, I had no idea. It's like it's so fucking obvious. They're like, by the way, this song is about smoking weed. Like, yeah, no, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
It's only been done by every other rapper.
Right. Yeah. Referred to weed as a woman, because it's Mary Jane. It's Mighty.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Andy, please give us your thoughts on the beats.
I'm gonna go along with Karl on La Raza. I thought it gave me like Beastie Boys Lighten Up kind of vibes on that one.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking Beastie Boys. I didn't write that down, but I was like, this has some cool vibes to it. I was enjoying it.
Yeah. See, that's the thing with this album, because it seemed like you mentioned track 1 is definitely Today Was a Good Day kind of Ice Cube thing. I saw on Wiki that it said Kid Frost's first DJ was Dr. Dre and I can't remember who it was, but it was like a second guy. It's like, how many first DJs do you have? But so Dr. Dre was heavily a big influence on a lot of these songs. Obviously, You Ain't Right sounds like Gin and Juice. There's one towards the end that's Look at What I See, reminding me of 187. It kind of sounds like that Snoop Dogg.
Dude, You Ain't Right even has a lyric that says 6 in the morning. It's such a ripoff.
But then like some of them, like track 5, I got a lot of ICP vibes. It sounded like maybe it's like the guest MC on the track, but I was just like, oh, Violent J is on this. So between like the Dre, Snoop, Cube, NWA type of flavor, and then there's a couple of those that reminded me of ICP, but then I like it when it went more in like the mariachi kind of vein, and it did that a couple of times. Those were the most interesting beats to me.
He was Frost does have like a very big like history with Eazy-E. They were like really close coming up together, so that's just another thing. Like even when like Ice Cube and them left NWA, they were still pretty close.
Yeah, well, this album was released under Eazy's label Ruthless Relativity. Before he died, Eazy had a lot of kind of rappers like Brownside, and then Nino B, Slow Pain, G Spot G's, all kinds of fools that he was gonna put out or whatever. Then he passed away or whatever. But so Kid Frost was released on his label Ruthless Relativity. Pretty back in 1995, of course. Yeah. And so Andy,
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'll throw it 2.5 on there, right middle of the road.
2.5. All right, to me, this album is the beats are all of them are bangers. I can't stop. As soon as I put this on, I'm like, oh yeah, East Side Rendezvous. That's like the biggest song on the album. That's the very first song.
Let's talk about East Side Rendezvous. I know I'm interrupting you again, Paco.
Oh, go ahead, Karl.
It's your show.
Yeah.
This fucking chorus. And a lot of these songs, they have that thing where the women or the lady sings the chorus, and they never get a hook going. I always forget it immediately. As soon as the next song starts, I don't remember the hook from the last. None of the hooks work at all.
Most of them are just one sentence. It's like one woman sings one sentence, and then one guy says one sentence, and that's every chorus.
And sometimes that works. Like Gin and Juice. There are songs, it doesn't have to be that much to it. But the chorus on East Side Rendezvous, which is the biggest hit off this album, right?
Yeah.
Come on and roll with me on that late night rendezvous. Come on and roll with me like them OGs do.
Yeah.
Come on and roll with me on that late night rendezvous. Come on and roll with me like them gangsters do.
Right.
Right.
Classic.
There's a little lost in the delivery there, though, Karl.
Yeah. See?
No flow.
You know what I'm saying? That's legend. When you were saying that, I was just picturing the video, because they had a video for it back in MTV.
I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
No, I give the beats a 5, dude. They're all legendary.
It's a 5?
Karl, I can't go wrong with this album.
What give the Chronic a 17.2? What are you talking about?
Oh no, the Chronic was all right. The Chronic 2001 was way better. That's just for me. Okay. All right. But it's very good. I love this album.
Not a 5. It's not a 5.
Well,
Well, for me it is. And you know, it's not only one of my favorite social engineering pieces, it's also very funky to me. You know, because I grew up on this. I didn't really grow up on mainstream stuff. I grew up on underground Chicano rap stuff. That's
right.
my
So
first.
it's all like all brown love for Paco, right?
This is this is my introduction to rap, if you will.
So caveat on what I said earlier. Paco and his brother used to have an online radio show before podcasts were around. It was called Brown and Proud Radio.
Right.
And they had the little eagle. That was my background a couple minutes ago. That was their logo.
What that was?
Yeah, it was the Brown and Proud radio logo that you guys had for a long time. But they used to, before podcasts were popular, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, they would promote a lot of these rappers, him and his brother, and they would put like their stuff out on the internet and play these. You may be able to find some episodes out there. So.
We got the very first episode from 2003 up. You know, we had a radio show or whatever. It was like an hour long. We would pre-record it and then just put it out. You know, it's like a podcast, but back in 2003. And you know, it was something to promote the music that we like.
Paco. You're an OG. I'm impressed by that. I didn't realize you were doing this 20 years ago. That's awesome.
I was, but then you know, drugs and alcohol. Anyways,
that's how I've gotten better.
Oh no, dude. I mean, sometimes, but then you know, it just sometimes it can take you under. Okay, we're gonna go in criteria 2 with the lyrics. Go ahead. You know what, Andy? Go ahead and bless us with your score and your thoughts.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I already made the point that a lot of the choruses are pretty bare bones. They just kind of latch on to one idea and beat it into the ground. I got the film Hustle and Flow when I was listening to this album. It reminded me of watching that movie, and all the lyrics it's gritty, and you could tell that it's sort of the Latino Chicano version of NWA. That's what it wants to be, and it achieves that, you know. So, if that's what you're trying to achieve, you achieved it. Mission accomplished. I'll give it lyrically. I'll go 3.
Wonderful. Karl, can you ask Ronnie to give us his score?
Ronnie, what's your score, buddy?
I'm going to give it at the time. So it has a lot of sentiment to me too, because I remember when this came out, Paco and his brother were so ecstatic, so excited this album came out. I think they got it mailed to them early before like it was even released in the stores.
We just went to the warehouse and got it on cassette, but you know.
But yeah, they were super excited. Like I think we played it like 2 or 3 times, like back to back, at that time. So to me, I'm going to give it a 4 just because I remember some of the like lyrics and where I was at that time. You know, obviously I was about to be 21, hanging out with, Paco and his brother, and just reminded me of certain things at that time. So
no, Ronnie, this was 1995. You're thinking of
95?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
I was 9 years old.
13.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the other album.
Yeah, probably the other one.
You guys are little fucking hooligans.
Yeah.
I was breakdancing in the streets at that time. Spray painting on walls.
Oh, okay.
Love it.
Karl, please go.
All right. Track 8, Bombsia or Bamsia. There's a line in there. There's a line in there that I wrote down. I thought it was a good line. My gun in the holster, my face on some posters. Good line.
Right.
Talking about wanted
I got
posters.
my gun in my holster, my face on some posters. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
that's a good line.
Border. Yeah.
That was good. Then track 11, Last Days. The lyrics are, while we write these fly ass rap songs. Oh no. Fly ass rap songs. What? That's not good. And then in that same song, the lyrics are, soon I'll be deceased talking to a priest. In that order? How does that work?
Well, maybe it's playing on the spiritual idea where, it's, we're not just physical, but also spiritual. So maybe
no. Don't give a break on that one. This is similar to what Joe Biden.
Let me explain that.
Hold on, real quick. Joe Biden this week was talking about fentanyl, and he goes, "These kids are doing fentanyl. They wake up dead." That's how dumb that lyric is. It's as dumb as Joe Biden. So, go ahead, Ronnie. What were we gonna say?
As a Mexican, most of us are Catholic. So before you die, you do your last rites. So what do? You speak to a priest. So in my mind, that's where I go.
But, yeah, also, you better watch out or you're going to wake up dead. I think I've heard that said many times, Karl.
Yeah, it's funny if you're trying to make a joke. Right. If you're the president of the United States, then you're just an idiot. So,
well, he is a joke.
Yes. That's true. All right, so track 3, You Ain't Right, starts with the Linda Ronstadt chorus, "You're no good, baby, you're no good." And they don't really sing it. So a lot of times they sample things, they take things. It's like, okay, I get it. But they weren't doing that. They were just stealing lyrics and just doing it as their own. So I would say overall, I mean, there's a lot of things that it felt like they were trying to be Dr. Dre. In track 2, La Familia, it says, "It ain't nothing but a family thing." It's a complete ripoff of "It Ain't Nothing But a G Thing." I'm going to give it a 1.5.
Okay, cool.
It's not good.
I didn't even consider that, Karl.
Yeah.
And I've heard both.
I didn't hear it in 95 when it came out. I'm listening to it now. So it's very different.
Yeah. No, that's cool. You know what?
Paco, that was a precursor to the album that came out in like 97 to Latino Velvet.
Oh, yeah.
That what Frost premiered with his whole little family thing. So it's kind of like a precursor to that whole that's what that lyric I think means.
Mm-hmm. I can agree. I could see that. Of course, Latino Velvet, another legendary album. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give my thoughts. I get these lyrics a 5. These lyrics are like the best lyrics I've ever heard. How could you not like it? There's so many good lyrics in there, man.
I can't convince you otherwise, I suppose.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Nothing But Love for the Neighborhood, track 5 on here?
Okay, go ahead. Speak on that, man. Go ahead.
It's nonstop, nothing but love. And then when you listen, like that's the chorus. And then when you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about like nobody goes to church, everyone's a gangbanger, there's a lot of problems. Like, well, what do you mean you have nothing but love? It sounds like there's a lot of problems here in this neighborhood.
Well, that's all you know. That's what he grew up in. So I guess, just you gotta, you love what you know.
Gotcha,
you know what I'm saying? It's pretty hard to think outside the box when you're that retarded. I mean, when you're in that environment, it retards your growth as an individual. You understand? The social engineering is very thick.
That's true. Good point.
It's very well played out. This is all planned out. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give the lyrics 5. I love these lyrics, man. They really take me back to when.
So a lot of references to homeboys. Did you guys notice that? Yeah. No, not homies, homeboys.
Homeboys,
I was surprised by. Yeah, I didn't know
the original.
We were still using homeboys in 95. I didn't realize that. I listened to a ton of rap in the 80s, just so you guys know. So I'm very familiar with the previous era. This era I didn't know as well. Obviously I knew the mainstream stuff, Dre and Snoop and Ice Cube, what we were talking about. But I was a little taken aback. Some of it seemed a little dated even for the 90s, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I know fools that say homeboy still to this day, but that's just what I know.
Fools like that? All right.
Yeah, I know fools like that. And I know fools like you.
I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to start saying it now.
All right, good. Yeah, I mean, it's already been here, but go ahead. Well, on the West, at least. I don't know about the East. Okay, so we're going to get into the hooks. I know you guys already spoke on the hooks, right?
Yeah, let's get into the hooks.
Yeah, go ahead, Karl. Kick it off. You seem so fucking eager. Go ahead, man.
Okay. So I want to bring up my favorite song. And that one is definitely the Bam Sia, because there's classical guitar.
Oh, Bam Sia. Bam Sia.
Bam Sia. Classic. It's my accent. All right. I'm from Western New York. There's there's classical guitar and it sounds cool. The rap style doesn't match the music at all. The rap is like aggressive and the music is super laid back. You hear this classical guitar, you're like, you think that you're just gonna be like hanging out in a club, like, all right, yeah, this guy's got something going on, and he gets like, motherfucker, like, whoa, do you know what track you're rapping over? It sounds like someone got it for karaoke and didn't know the song. and just started making up their own tune. What are we talking about? The hooks? The hooks are so bad on this album. Like every single time the women came in and started singing, it didn't seem like they wrote a melody ahead of time that would be memorable or interesting in any way. And it's weird because there's so many songs of this era that we all know, Gin and Juice, Let Me Ride, these hooks that come in that became huge hits. And it sounds like they're trying for that, but they miss completely. I'm giving the hooks a 1.
Okay, that's fine. Let's let me see here. 1 for Karl. Andy, you want to ask Ronnie what his thoughts are?
Ronnie, I would love to know what your thoughts on the hooks are.
So I'm not going to be as generous as Paco on these hooks. To call them hooks is a little loose. There's a lot of, how can I explain this? Like there wants to be a hook. You're kind of like getting prepared for one and then boom, it changes. But, I'm going to give him at least a 2.5 for effort on that. But when your lyrics are that strong, you don't got time for hooks, right, Paco?
Okay.
I could agree with that. You know what? I'm agreeing with it. Andy, please.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, most of the hooks are just 2 lines sung by one is sung by a woman, one is sung by a man. But the one that stood out to me to be particularly terrible is how many ways can you lose a body? That one, I was kind of on board with I was just letting things, be what they were for the rest of the album. But that one, I was just like, this one is it's a little too obtuse. Maybe it's just because I've never murdered somebody and had to dispose of the body. Maybe if I had done that, it would be more relatable.
Right. You'd be like, spitting facts here. I don't know. I've never killed anybody. And that's probably my least favorite track on the album.
I have.
Okay. Oh no.
All right. We're going to relax a little bit.
Did you write this one?
Yeah, it was right before I went to Iraq. I was getting prepped, getting funky, 10 years before we went over there,
10 years before.
He's getting prepared, Karl. You got to get prepared for you.
I understand. Yeah, practice makes perfect. Yep.
So
I'm gonna give it a 2.
All right.
Paco, what did you think about the hooks?
Yeah, I can't wait.
All right, you guys. The hooks. Everybody knows that.
Time out. Hold on. Let me just guess, Paco. A 4.
So the hooks, basically, what I was thinking about them was like, okay, it's not bad. It's legendary to me. I like it a lot, but the hooks some of the hooks could have been better, I think.
Oh,
but I agree. I agree with Karl that Bam Sia was probably one of my favorites.
Okay.
Also the Mary Jane, of course. It's just the original Mary Jane song.
Dude, Rick James sounds like he can barely talk at the beginning of that song.
That was in 95.
Yeah, it's so sad. So, do you remember one of the sing a hook for us, Paco? I don't remember any of them. Sing one for us.
It's a family affair, me and my familia.
Well,
that one. Which
well, that was a song that's already been written, but what's an original one? Do you remember?
I like the East Side Rendezvous.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Sing it. Let's remind me,
dude. I know it. Hold on.
Yep.
God, I'm drawing a play. I'm very nervous right now. But I play this song.
Terrible hooks. They're unmemorable. That's my point.
Right.
When in doubt, just sing the title of the song over and over again.
Yeah, Karl, you got me, man. These hooks are not.
Sorry. I'm not trying to get you. I apologize.
No,
that was a dirty trick.
It worked. I'm just saying.
Dirty trick.
No, it's a good trick, and it's keeping people honest. I'd rather keep it real than fake. Okay, so I appreciate it.
That's what I like about you, Paco. Shout out to Paco.
Yeah.
Paco. Hey, shout out to Paco.
Yeah. So
on East Side Rendezvous, it's more of a harmony,
yeah.
not necessarily a hook.
Yeah, come on and roll with me on that late night rendezvous. You know what I'm saying? That one. And then
come on and roll with me on a late night rendezvous. Come on and roll with me like the OGs do. Right?
Yeah, see, we gotta remix that with Karl. Shit. Sound much better. No, but yeah, what was I gonna I was gonna put a 5 for the hooks. All right, so we're gonna keep it pushing.
This is bullshit.
Why not?
The production. What do you guys think about the production as far as the sound quality and all that?
Well, I'll say
go ahead, Andy. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me speak to this. I was looking at the link that you sent, and the first couple of tracks were actually video things. So the production is right there on the screen. And I noticed in La Familia that they had like some like recognizable actors in that video. So it's not like it's not like a DIY album. There's definitely a budget, and I just feel like the production revolves around that East Side LA 90s Chicano experience, right? That's the vibe it's giving off. It would be, and that's why, I could see why you would love that. It's the same way that I would love like the movie Scott Pilgrim. It's about a bass playing kid that likes video games and punk chicks. It's just like that speaks to me the way that this album would speak to you, and I get that. So I don't know. I'll give it a 2.5.
All right. Let me see here. I forgot to pull up the list. All right, 2.5. Rodney, please.
So I'm gonna give it like a 3.5. A lot of the producers on there, specifically Cole 187, he produced a lot of other, you can tell, even Karl's brought it up, like you can hear like that West Coast, like, stuff going on there. The same producer produced, 100 Miles and Running for NWA, Neighborhood Sniper for Eazy-E. He produced a lot of stuff for MC Ren. He produced like a few tracks for Tupac at the time. He produced Loose Cannons for Dr. Dre. So that producer produced a lot of stuff in that area at that time over that like 5-year period.
Okay, great, wonderful, Karl. What? Oh yeah, go ahead, Karl. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on the production.
All right, so La Familia starts with a poorly acted skit. It's completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
I guess it's just kind of just to announce it's an old school song. He's gonna rap.
I have
old
problems
school
with that little skit at the beginning. Also,
yeah,
hey Frost, I want to introduce you to Scoop, little homie for neighbor. Scoop is Frost's son. All right.
Oh no shit. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a big time producer now. Scoop DeVille, huge in the underground rap scene.
Scoop DeVille. He's from 101 Dalmatians, right? Yeah, I know that guy. So I thought La Familia had a weird intro track. They didn't do a lot of that. I was expecting, as soon as I heard that in track 2, I'm like, oh, this is going to be one of those things. I'm going to hear a lot of this. They didn't. I thought overall the production was good. It sounded legit. I would give it a 4.
Wonderful. You know what? I think I'm sorry. I gotta pick up the mic. I don't got a mic stand. Well,
I think you almost made Paco cry.
Here, but,
God damn it, the Sabres fucking lost. So annoying.
Fucking Buffalo.
I'm sorry, Karl. You want a moment of silence?
Yeah, no. I want a moment of yelling.
That's all we've been doing, Karl.
Go Bills.
Go fuck the
Bills.
Bills.
Are fucking done.
I'm a Lions fan now.
Yeah, the production. I like the production a lot. It's got Tony G. You know what I'm saying? Legendary producer. G-Spot, the G-Spot Studios, G-Spot, everything. That's all legendary to me. This production is great. Sounds good. Doesn't sound whack. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 1. I'm just
What? No. You're not giving anything a 1.
I know, just getting a 5. All right, this is a classic album to me, like for real. So yeah, we'll go ahead and just talk a little bit about your favorite track, Rodney. Go ahead, and then I'll add up the scores. Hopefully, I can do this quickly.
All right, so my favorite track is probably gonna be Marty because I'm a huge Rick James fan. You could tell he was just kind of like thrown in the studio last minute, and he probably had a lot of intake of some substances prior to like working on this album. But yeah, that's probably going to be my favorite track. He still brings his Rick James energy to the track.
Yeah, Karl, go ahead and speak on something or whatever you feel like, and I'm gonna go ahead and add up your score.
I just want to say, I'll tell you what my favorites were before I do that. You Ain't Right, track 3 on here. They have this thing where this woman just annoying up and down singing thing. It's not melodic, but it's just like it's like a Mariah Carey vocal exercise thing. I fucking hate that shit. It sucks. It's so annoying. So that gets negative points. But my 2 favorite songs were definitely track 7 and 8, La Raza, the Cantina mix. Like I said, there was a solo on it. There were notes. It was cool. There were chord progressions. That was cool. And then Bam Sia for sure with the classical guitar. There's even this long instrumental break, which probably was unnecessary, but for like the last minute of the song, it's just the riff over and over again, and then it just fades out. So I don't know if they were trying to fill time or what they were doing, but those would be my 2 favorite tracks.
Oh, okay, that's cool. La Raza, the Cantina mix. That's the the remix to La Raza. I don't know if you heard that from Frost a long time ago. That's like 1990 or something.
Oh yeah, I get the OG. I'm just saying, like,
I'm sick and tired of that song. Yeah. Okay, Rodney, you gave it a 13.5. That accurate? Yeah. Okay, Karl, you gave it a 7.5.
Yes, with Mariah in the back.
Yeah, there she is. So annoying.
7.5, right, Karl?
That sounds right. Out of 20.
Okay, good. Yeah, and you got to speak on the album, any track or anything you want to speak about, your final thoughts, and then we'll give you your score.
Yeah, I agree with Karl on La Raza, that being one of the better tracks. I also liked, I don't know why, I just went in Nothing But Love for the Neighborhood. The dude sounding like Violent J made me smile. I kept waiting for it to be a funnier song, though, because of that. And it didn't deliver on that. But
I'm sorry to cut you off, Andy. You just reminded me, we haven't talked about this yet. The last track on the album, You See Murda.
Yeah.
We have to discuss the fact there's a voice modulator that sounds like Hack Ride is on there. So I think it's Nino Brown has the voice modulator on there. And then at the end, too, he does it with the evil laugh. And that is cheesy as fuck. That's just... Yeah. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite.
I don't really, honestly, the last probably 3 tracks of the album, I don't really listen to as much as the rest of the album.
Sure.
So, those are my least favorite if I can.
Yeah.
I thought that with the exception of maybe the first track, I thought the second half of the album was better than the first half, but that was just my experience hearing it one time.
Interesting.
Right. Yeah. And then Andy, you gave it a 10 out of 20. So does that feel okay? Or do you want me to lower it? Is that all right?
Bump it up to 11.
Whoa!
I got love for the Neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Paco, you didn't review features.
You know what? Basically, I gave it a 20. My favorite, the whole album was pretty legendary to me. Damn it, Ronnie, why weren't you here earlier? Anyways, you know what? 20 out of 20. It's a classic. I played this shit like 4, maybe 7 times, front to back throughout the week while I was, working. It's very good to me.
To this day? You mean today?
Like last week, Yeah.
And
then I still listen to it, like certain songs from the album, of course. Like I put them in playlists. Mm-hmm. Yeah, classic to me.
Well, I got to give you that, because even the Men at Work album that I wanted to talk about, that's, that's just got a place in my...
Enough with Men at Work, Andy.
I'm just saying. I know why
you're so
people would
involved with
latch
men working. You want to see men working hard. It's too much already.
I'm a union rep, Karl. That's why.
Nice.
I don't think that's why. I think you like to see sweaty guys wearing their work boots.
Wink, wink.
I get it.
Oh man, that was good. That was a good album review, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And it
It's
was
the gayest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
all right. Oh, you're a union rep, huh?
No.
Go ahead and speak on it. No. Tell us where you work. And no. Hold on 1 second. I don't got any viewers right now. That's messed up. Last time we had thousands. I swear, the last episode, just the last episode. Guys should have been here for that one. We're gonna go ahead and keep it pushing. Paco's Power Hour. You know what? We're gonna get a it's whack. You know what? Spencer wanted to join in, so I'm gonna give him a call and let him join in. All right.
Sounds
Don't
good.
worry. He's not really. He's a good guy. He's somebody that I know personally. Let's see if he answers. Because I swear to God, he said he was gonna get on the last two and he didn't. It's calling him right now. You can hear the ringing. It's not a joke.
I give this production a 5.
Thank you. You know, I try pretty fucking hard over here.
No, you don't.
All right.
Don't lie to us.
I give a Patty C Cups effort. Come on. Oh, I swear to fucking God. He doesn't even answer now.
Forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach.
All right. You know what? We'll just keep it pushing. You know what's whack? Does anybody got Ronnie? Do you want to kick it off with the what's whack?
Yes. The federal budget is whack.
Preach.
Yes. That's all I can really say about it.
Andy, is this relatable to you?
Yeah, totally. Of course it is.
Carl?
What's whack about the federal budget, though? What do you mean? There's a lot to unpack there.
So I have some family members that work for the Fed.
Okay.
And they didn't know until a day ago if they were going to get furloughed or not. They were still going to have to go to work with no pay, but until the budget got passed, they didn't know if they were going to get paid for.
I thought you were going to talk about military spending or
military
Medicaid.
spending's
wild.
Military
this is very much
spending's-
just personal for you. Just like, no, I just have friends who just need the budget passed so I can make it.
Military spending is wild. I was in the Army for like 15 years, and I've seen how crazy, they drop all this money, but and you try to spend your whole budget in the first 9 months of the quarter, and then your last 3 months you're like, what am I going to do? And
Did you say the first 9 months in the quarter
of the year? Well, yeah, you got your 3 quarters, which is 9 months, right?
Good catch, Paco.
Yeah, I give features a 3.
Just relatable to me? I guess so. It relates to me somehow. All right, Andy, do you have what's whack?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I've been delighted to watch the
Yeah, go ahead.
It wasn't me.
I've been enjoying watching the Marvel's movie Tank at the box office, and South Park did a good job of kind of like rounding up that Disney is just sticking a bunch of broads in the Marvel properties and making them whack. And then today on YouTube, I saw that. Well, also that Across the Spider-Verse movie, they did the same thing. They kind of like take the movie away from the main character and give it to the female character at the, no spoilers. But now I just saw Madam Web movie that's coming out with Dakota Johnson from the 50 Shades of Grey films is going to be like a female Spider Woman with like 4 other Spider Women, and it just looks like another bad move. But I'm hoping that if they make enough bombs that maybe they'll just cast a younger Iron Man and start back with what's cool. But Madam Web, that's fucking whack.
Okay, you say all that to say that. Karl,
How
is
do
that
you-
relatable to you?
How do they not know that? Yes, very much so. How do they not learn that from the women's Ghostbusters movie that everyone fucking hated?
Yeah,
And
I know.
it took me, I don't know how many months to get through The Mandalorian season 3. And I like Star Wars. I'm trying to watch this fucking season. I turned it off. I couldn't keep watching it. I turned it back on. Basically, The Mandalorian is you have this badass dude who could beat everyone, and everyone bows down to this chick. And then there's this other chick. And so there's like these Mandalorians, but there's like, they're all a matriarchy, as if that exists in any culture ever, where there's like these warriors who all bow down to the chick who just like, we fight when I say to fight. Like, go fuck yourself. We're gonna go kick some ass over here. Shut the fuck up. It's ridiculous.
Sounds like England.
It sounds a little bit like England.
Check and make, Karl. Ronnie,
kick their ass.
Hold on. Can I tell you what I think is whack, though? I was, latching on to Andy's thing. Let me tell you what is whack. Track 6, Rest in Peace. It starts with a very generic, yeah! I dedicate this one to all my homies. And then I'm writing notes. As I'm listening to this, I'm writing notes down. I'm like, oh, God, I can imagine the music video. He's probably pouring out his 40 for his homies. And then literally the lyrics are, I'm pouring out my 40. I'm like, fuck, I knew it. Paco.
Yeah. That was the thing back then.
I know, but Paco, you're younger than me. When I die, do not waste any malt liquor or beer on me at all. I'm telling you right now, don't pour one out for me, homie. You don't need to do that. Drink it.
He already has a steel reserve in his fridge waiting.
No, drink it.
No,
drink your steel reserve.
No.
Drink your old English. It's delicious.
Yeah. Oh, God, what am I, an Indian? Come on. Anyways.
Okay, for you, I'll get a Schlitz.
No, I usually, when I used to drink, it would be Mickey's or King Cobra. But,
Ooh, Mickey's. That'll fuck you up.
Oh, yeah. I'll pour a line of Coke out for you then. All
right.
Ronnie, was that relatable to you? And he's, it's whack with the whole.
Yeah, I feel like Marvel's doing too much. I think they're a lot more successful when they're putting out like 1 to 2 movies, 3 movies a year, no TV shows, maybe, one TV show every couple of years. But I feel like they're just they oversaturated the market, and now there's no turning back. Like there's so much content they put out, and you can tell the production values kind of circled the drain.
Oh yeah, wonderful. Karl, you got to, it's whack for us.
Yeah, I just did mine. It was about that track 6, Rest in Peace.
Oh, I'm sorry. It kind of broke the.
Should we move on to track 8? That one's something too.
No, track 8's great. That's what we like.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Paco, is there a superhero that you relate to? Is there a good Latino or Mexican?
No, listen.
Shazam.
I'm not into superheroes at all, not even a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when I was younger, sure. I think when I was little, I like Spider-Man a lot.
What you got there, Ronnie?
What is that?
Punisher? What is
Flash?
That?
Oh, that's just do not resuscitate.
Oh, Robin.
What is that logo? I don't even know.
That's Robin.
Oh, the gay superhero. Okay, well, to each their own. I don't judge here. All I do is judge, by the way.
Yeah, no, I don't have any. I don't care for superheroes at this point. I just don't. I don't like the movies or anything. If it wasn't for my son, I wouldn't watch any of them.
I like Mint Berry Crunch is my favorite superhero.
Mint Berry Crunch.
Yeah.
I gotta, what's whack.
Let's hear it.
You know what's whack? When you try to turn your car on and the battery's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Is that relatable to you, Andy?
Yeah, that happens to me.
Okay, good. Karl, is that good?
That's relatable.
No, that's not relatable to me in any single way. What happens to me in my car, I have a setting for my seat, and when I turn on my car, my seat automatically adjusts to where I'm supposed to sit. And sometimes it forgets to do that, and I have to manually push the button and set up my seat the way it's supposed to go. It's so annoying. I'm like, come on, car. I want to be exactly here. What are you doing?
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. How dare you?
So you've never had a car with a dead battery in your whole life, Karl?
It's been decades, Andy.
Oh, but at a certain point, it was relatable.
Yeah, I always drove stick shift, and I think Andy's probably helped me a few times jump my car by pushing it down a hill so that I could get it started with a dead battery. So yes, there were times.
That's wonderful news. I like that.
I like hearing about Karl struggling with his car.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and keep going. We're gonna go ahead and go with the recommendation segment. Do you have anything you want to recommend to the folks that watch Paco's Power Hour out there, Ronnie?
Yes, it was relatable to me, Paco. My Jeep actually is dead right now.
Oh no!
I take it to the shop tomorrow.
That sucks. Sorry to hear that.
You know, I had to drop like $200 on a battery out of nowhere just because it died on me.
I had to buy a regular and an auxiliary battery. It was like $384, and it's still not working. I don't know what's going on with it.
Mine was only 185, but whatever.
But yes, recommendations. I recommend my favorite snack, Nutella.
Ooh.
Yes, nothing beats a Nutella and peanut butter sandwich.
Andy, is that relevant to you?
It isn't, because I have a nut allergy, so I don't fuck with Nutella. So it's not relevant to me.
It's got to.
I'm probably missing out, right? But,
yeah. Karl, is that relevant to you?
Nutella rules. So I think that's a good recommendation.
Okay, I don't. Yeah, it's really like
an allergy attack is weakness leaving the body. Just so you know.
Wow.
There might be a little bit more to it than that, but I hear what you're saying.
You know, now that I think about it, I never really ate Nutella. I mean, yeah, I've had it here and there. I know I've had it. I just doesn't do anything for me. Does nothing for me. It's like it kind of it's just there. I don't go out and look for it.
Oh, Paco, maybe you could settle this between Karl and I, because we were talking about tacos the last episode of WATP. Did you hear the episode?
I didn't. I'm catching up.
He's behind.
Okay.
2 episodes behind. Just that one, the new one, and the one before that.
Okay. Well, there are these 4 spaz kids talking about how they eat their tacos, but then they're talking about like which way they want to like turn their head to eat the taco. And I said, just eat a soft taco.
Yeah, they're implying it was a crunchy taco, because a crunchy taco you gotta turn.
Yeah.
Right.
And eat. Soft tacos, you just roll them up and eat them however you want. It's far easier. I just want to know. I mean, I can maybe guess what somebody like a Paco would
well, let's not be a witness. Just ask the question, Andy.
I'm a fat guy, so go ahead.
I want to hear this. I want to get.
Are you a hard shell or a soft shell guy, Paco?
You know, you don't usually come across hard shells unless you go to like Taco Bell or somebody's house that has them. I don't know. It's mostly just tortillas de maíz or corn tortillas.
All right, so follow-up question. Go ahead, Andy. What do you got?
Oh, so it sounds like what you were saying is the soft corn tortilla is the preferred.
Well, the question is corn or flour for a soft taco. That's what the question is.
Listen, everybody got their own preference. I love them both equally. They're like my children. But if I had to choose, gun to my head, I go to flour, because I just like flour more. That's all I'm saying.
I love it.
Ronnie, what say you?
But if you're Mexican, then you're going to like corn more. You know what I'm saying?
As a resident of a border town, I literally can see Mexico on my drive to work. It depends. If they're homemade, I'm going to go corn. But if I'm going like store-bought, pre-bought, like I'm going to go flour. But yeah, it just depends.
So in other words, you prefer corn when it's prepared correctly?
Yes.
Agreed. 100%. I've gone to restaurants where they use corn tortillas. They don't heat them correctly. They break. They suck. That's not a great experience.
That's the thing, Karl.
If you know how to heat a corn tortilla, it's far superior to a flour tortilla. And I'll tell you why. Because I had a Mexican listener call in and tell me flour was the way to go. He's full of shit. Flour is too filling. Too many calories. You can't eat as much. The whole point of a taco is the filling. I want to get more of the hot sauce, more of the meat. That's why you have corn. It's thin. It's easy. It's just a vessel.
You even double up on the corn tortillas. Like here in El Paso, they'll give you a taco and it's 2 tortillas.
That's everywhere, Ronnie.
But if you know what that's for, if you drop stuff, you can make another taco.
that really speaks to a quality product when you have to have like a hot dog with 2 buns on it.
Wait,
that makes
on.
a lot of fucking sense.
You don't. When I make tacos, I have 1 corn tortilla per taco. I know how to do it.
Okay. I've never once had a well-prepared soft corn tortilla.
Because you don't fucking know how to do it. Come to my house, Andy. Come to my house. I'll fucking make you a taco, motherfucker.
You don't microwave it, Andy.
Yeah,
you gotta get an open flame. Open
I like
flame.
this violent threat of Karl preparing me a nice taco dinner.
I'll make you the best taco you ever ate, motherfucker.
Listen, this is the way my mom makes it. She gets the corn tortilla, she puts on the comal, heats it up. Because you have to heat it up a little bit.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's going to break. Right?
Exactly.
And then you put it in the grease, and then she makes it a little bit crunchy, but not really. It's kind of like, you know what I'm talking about, Karl.
See? I know what you're talking about, Paco. Yes, this is how you make a taco.
But when I say I kind of lean to flour, it's because it's more like a burrito. I can put more in the flour tortilla.
If you warm the corn tortilla up well enough, you can do the same thing. You get that, I have a gas stove at home. Just go right straight on the fire. Boom. Barehanded, flip it. Get that little char on it.
Yeah.
Good to go. Get that smokiness from
No one told me there was going to be boasting.
No, but look, I'm just saying, tacos de buche, tacos de tripa, taco de all that. Of course, you're going to go corn. But if we're talking just like if I'm at the house, I just want to make, I'll make flour. And now, you know what? I'll end up making burritos. But still, you know what? I think, corn is always the way to go. It's the standard.
Take that, Andy.
Standard. But if I go to Taco Bell, I'm getting the soft tacos because they're flour, right?
They are, yeah.
I like that.
Any fast food restaurant's going to give you flour.
Right. I like
bullshit.
I like Taco Bell.
He's just agreeing with you, so you'll stop yelling at him.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
No. Karl is right. Karl's more Mexican than me. All right.
Yes, I knew it.
Who is recommending something? Andy, did you recommend something for us?
I didn't. But if we're gonna stick with snacks, I don't know if it's probably a regional thing, but I've never really been into hummus that much. But our local Wegmans grocery store, which is like a top-notch grocery chain, if you're from Arizona, you probably don't know, but they just came out with a new line of flavored hummuses. One was like an everything bagel vibe, but they have one that is jalapeno cilantro. And I've never been a hummus guy, and I've already taken down 2 full containers of this jalapeno cilantro hummus. It's just the tits, as they say.
Nice.
So that's going to be my recommendation.
Is that relevant to you, Karl?
I'll second that. I also eat the Wegmans hummus and jalapeno cilantro. Fantastic. I agree.
Ronnie.
It's a game changer.
I mean, I'm a big hummus fan. After going to Israel for a little while, I really became like a hummus connoisseur. Or like,
was that you parachuting into the concert when you were there for a while?
No, I wish.
Oh, okay.
No, I became hummus bougie, if you would say. So, I don't like some of the ones you get in the store, but here on the West Coast, like Texas, Arizona, Trader Joe's has a jalapeno. I think it's like jalapeno and I don't think it's cilantro, but it's like jalapeno lime or something. And it's really good too.
Jalapeno and semen.
I'm a real big hummus fan.
Nice.
I'll check that one out. I like jalapeno anything. If I see it as an ingredient on anything on any menu, I'll usually order it.
Okay, question on that. Do you prefer fresh or pickled jalapenos? You say pickled, I'm leaving the show.
I like them both, honestly. But I mean, you can leave the show if you want, but I prefer the pickled. I like them both, though. The fresh is like the fresh can get too hot.
He's done with you, Andy.
I like them both.
Fresh are very high, yeah.
Yeah. Fresh can be a little too much.
I don't think you guys are beer drinkers, but there is a beer that's brewed locally by K2. No, not you, Andy. I was talking to the other guys. There's a beer that's brewed locally. It's a jalapeno cream ale.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's one of our favorites. My wife, I bought it for her anniversary. She loves it so much. Yeah. And we always have it in stock. It's fantastic. So, yes, I agree with anything jalapeno flavored is always good.
Yeah,
I can sign off on that.
Yeah, I haven't really drank beer since 2013, and I was drinking a lot of beer, different kinds, all that. I don't know. Have you guys heard
He's
of
got the
Widmer?
jalapeno. There you go.
Ronnie, you're retarded.
That was
You
pickled. Is that pickled? I'm joking, buddy. I got you.
It's gonna hurt, Ronnie. Anyways, yeah, I used to the last beer I remember, and I recommended it to everybody. Nobody tried it. It's called Widmer Brothers Alchemy Ale. That was really good. Also, Goose Island 312 Hefeweizen. That's good.
I'm more of a Dunkelweizen. I like a
Dunkelweizens are good too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now we're speaking my language over here. Is this
but they're hard to find. My good ones are hard to find here in the States.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm more of a Dunkel.
Authentic German, dark.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember Ronnie introduced me to what's that dunk? How do you say it in real life? Oh yeah, see, he introduced me to that when we was in Germany, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. I could just live. Germany is the land of beer. Oh my god,
it has that sweet, like Jesus. It has that kind of chocolatey, sweet, like undertone, but it's not like over the top where like you have all these flavored beers where like that happens. But like I feel like a real good Dunkel has that little hint of sweetness to kind of take off the bittery hopness sometimes.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds. A little bit of wheat beer mixed in with your dark beer. It's fantastic. I agree.
Yeah, it is good.
Where were you in Germany?
I was stationed in Kaiserslautern for about 4.5 years. So right in the Rhineland area, about an hour south of Frankfurt.
It's crazy out there. It's wonderful.
It was. We have some good stories, Paco.
Yeah. Karl, Karl, do you have any recommendations?
I do. I feel like I need to bring some of my white guy culture to your audience. There's a show called Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm sure you've heard of it.
I love that show.
Oh, yes. You do? Do you really?
Yes, dude. That show is so funny, dude.
I never
Larry David
rules.
National treasure.
He is. I've been going back and just rewatching all the seasons. I did the same thing with Sopranos not too long ago because it just ages well. It's just funny. It's fantastic. So yeah, get Max, previously HBO, and watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, I agree with that. I that's relevant to me. I love that show, man. I watched the whole series, and this was only like 2 years ago. My brother's like, oh, you got to watch this show. It's dope. You like Seinfeld, you're going to like this. I'm like, all right. And I watched the first episode. It's kind of slow, but I gave it another chance. I kept going. Next thing I know, it's like one of the best shows I've ever seen.
First season's rough, but it is better than Seinfeld. I know it's
but I did see the potential. I saw the potential, so it was good.
It gets great.
Right. What's your name? Ronnie, go ahead. Is this relevant to you?
Yes. I'm a huge Larry David fan, so yes.
Nice. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was going to bring in something new. I was way off on that one.
Carl's bringing a show everybody loves. Hey, I got a recommendation. Maybe you guys have heard of it. It's called Star Wars.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody knows Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's a great show.
Right.
Oh, okay. No, I agree. All
Let
right.
me just recommend something you guys might not have heard of. It's called water. Have you had it?
Yeah.
Ooh, sounds delicious.
No, I'm just kidding.
Really
it's in every drink.
Balls clean.
In every fucking drink. It's a conspiracy, man. Go ahead, Andy. Is this relevant to you?
Water, yeah. I use it every day.
No, Curb Your Enthusiasm, you bozo.
Sure, yeah. No, I love Curb. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's cool, man.
What about you, Paco? Do you have a recommendation?
Do I? Yeah. You know what? I recommend that you get. All right, listen. This is gonna sound. Everybody hates on me for this, but it's fucking fire.
If this is bun cakes or fucking pineapple cheesecake.
Like if you're a fan of like chips and dip, right? This is a dip that I make. Basically, and it's not even hard. It's not creative. It's very good. You get paste picante, okay? And I know, right when I say that, everybody's already, I'm out. No, it's fucking good. Look at it.
He's out. He's out.
Okay, you get paste picante. You put it in like a little bowl. You get sour cream and then cheese. Mix it together. It's like it makes it pink. And then you just get like tortilla chips and just eat it like that. It's so fucking good. Delicious.
Who's arguing with any of this? This sounds amazing.
A lot of people like, okay, out here, Mexicans, you say, oh, paste picante. You're like, no, I'm out. I'm only eating homemade salsa. All right, well, just relax and try it for a second.
What kind of cheese Are you putting
anything like shredded cheese? Cheddar, Colby Jack, whatever, anything.
My mother
Your preferred cheese.
If you had started with a base of refried beans and then just layered it like everything that you just said, that's what my mother makes as like a taco
7-layer dip
for every holiday.
And it's awesome, right? Jesus. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Just gotta try it, dude.
Yeah, I'm not Mexican. I'm not trying to. I have nothing to prove with jarred salsa.
Can I ask a question? Just because I'm just thinking of this based on a recent podcast I was listening to. You guys live on the West Coast, or you're on you're in Texas, Southwest. In-N-Out Burger. What's your take?
It's pretty good. I think it's really good while you're eating it, and the fries are very good. But you got to eat the fries within like 10 seconds of when you get them. But then after you're done eating the burger, it's just like you feel like shit, like real greasy. But while you're eating, you're like, this is good. And then so I really don't go there too much.
Okay, Ronnie?
So in Texas, that's a huge debate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You bring up the word In-N-Out, like you'll probably get shot. But since I'm not originally from Texas, I just live here. I love In-N-Out. Like I could, every time I go home to Arizona, I have to stop at In-N-Out. Like I have to. I'm not a big fan of the fries. I don't really get the fries, but big fan of In-N-Out. It's not my favorite. My favorite is White Castle, but I don't really have many White Castles here on the western half of the United States. But yeah, a huge White Castle.
Exist very many. White Castle is almost not a thing, even on the East Coast anymore. There's a couple left, but it's almost gone.
When I went to Disney World a couple months ago, I had to like order White Castle on Uber Eats because I saw it there in Orlando, and I was like, "Oh, gotta get it." But I'm a huge White Castle fan. No one told me
there was going to be boasting.
Wow. It's more like a frozen. It's more like a frozen item now. You get the sliders frozen.
It's not the same though.
Not the same.
When I was in Vegas at Skankfest boasting, I went to White Castle like 4 or 5 times, dude, because there was so much weed over there.
Oh, it's still there. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think In-N-Out might be the best fast food restaurant of all time.
Have you had Whataburger?
Culver's,
I've had
Culver's
Whataburger.
is better.
Well,
Culver's is good.
Here's what I like about In-N-Out Burger. I think this is what they do perfectly well. Is they do 2 things. Like just limit what you do to the things that you do well. I know you guys are saying the fries aren't great. I think the fries are good. Burgers and fries. That's it. No other options. I love that about In-N-Out Burger.
Agree.
Too many places, especially like we were talking about Taco Bell earlier. There's a place
from
Buffalo that we like called Mighty Taco. Great fast food tacos, but they try to do too much. They keep adding new menu items. They try to do too many things. Stop it. Just do what you do. Make tacos. That's good. We're happy. Yeah. Tacos and burritos. We're good. That's it.
I'll tell you. Just to that point, Mighty Taco. I always get the same thing because trying to figure out that menu is so annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying. And then when you order something, they go, "Do you want this, that, or this thing or that thing?" It's like, no. I just want the taco. Just give me a taco.
Right. So I just get the same thing over and over again. Yeah.
So we have this thing here in El Paso. It's called Chico's Tacos. It's like this weird, like to me it was really weird. You get these rolled tacos and they make this like tomato soup stuff.
Right.
And they dump these tacos in the soup and put cheese on it. It's like these soupy, soggy tacos. They're not that great. But they're just like rolled tacos and like tomato soup. And they put cheese on top, like this huge mountain of cheese. That'll like.
Do you eat it with a fork? How do you eat it?
Yeah, and then they put French fries on the side.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm out.
Hey, did you guys see me leave, dude, and come back?
Yes, we're still having a conversation. There's this place. I want to ask you guys about this because
we're saving your show for you.
Yes.
There's a taco place. There's a taco place here in Rochester. They just opened a second location, and the guy is from Tucson, Arizona, who opened this place. He does tacos Tucson style or Arizona style, and they put the French fries in the tacos. What say you, Paco?
I never even heard of that.
That's bullshit, right? I hate
that.
So,
what an idiot, huh? He's trying to pull a fast one.
In El Paso, they do this thing where they get like ground beef and they put potatoes in it to like maximize their meat. Yep. I've seen that, but I've never seen them put fries in it. That's kind of
That's
in
weird.
Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, they put fries in the burger. That's like their specialty thing in Pittsburgh. But I guess in Tucson, Arizona, they put French fries in a fucking burrito. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Ask your homeboy Kevin.
Well, that's like the California style burritos. They put like burritos out here with like carne asada, and then they'll put fries and guacamole. And
I'm offended.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say, you know what's big in Tucson? Sonoran dogs, where they get the hot dog and they wrap it in bacon and then they put it in like, it's not a hot dog bun, but it's like a kind of like a dinner roll but longer. It's very good, and they put like guacamole, pico de gallo, stuff like that. All that spick shit. They put all that in there. Yeah, it's really good.
All right.
Sonoran
They're making me hungry.
Right. Same here. I'm hungry for a hot dog.
Let's talk about burgers and tacos. It makes you hungry for a hot dog. Okay.
Right. No, because we were just talking about Sonora dogs wrapped in bacon, fool.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. Another question. Do you prefer Coney style chili or chili with beans?
What is Coney style?
Like just meat.
No beans.
Just meat.
Oh.
On your hot dogs.
I mean, I know the traditional is no beans, but I like beans and chili. That's just
depends what kind of mood I'm in.
I'm a no bean kind of guy on hot dogs.
I like beans in my chili, but if it's on a hot dog, I'm going Coney style.
Okay, and also out in Tucson, the Sonoran dogs, they put pinto beans. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
They put hummus on it.
That Coney. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Go ahead. No.
I was going to say, the Coney Island, here in upstate New York, we have a version of hot sauce that's a very like thin meat sauce, and it's more like that Coney Island style, and people really do enjoy that. And I don't relate that to chili. I like a chili that has more of like a diced up vegetable, like peppers and tomato and onion, real thicker, and that Cincinnati Coney Island stuff just reminds me of the meat sauce.
It looks the same going in as it does coming out. That's always
right.
The same, huh?
It is good it's better on a hot dog though.
It's better on an H dog. So you know what I think? We're gonna keep it pushing over here. Let me see here. Does anybody got beef
with my wife, Paco? She thinks ranch beans are considered chili.
What?
Like those canned. That's what she puts on a hot dog.
Ranch style beans in the can, like the black can that say ranch style beans. That's not chili. It's good. I fucks with them, but it ain't chili.
Do y'all know what ranch beans are over there on the?
No, I don't think so.
It's like
they're like garbanzo beans, and then they're like inside some kind of sauce.
They're pinto beans in like a chili
pinto,
sauce. Yeah, they are.
They're like way smaller than pinto, man. You serious, Ronnie?
You guys got to get your fucking story straight before you bring it to Andy and me.
I don't know. Don't listen to this part. This part is all misinformation. But as far as like
disinformation, shut it down.
French fries inside of a taco? Come on.
What are we talking about?
That's just it sounds not even good. I'm offended by that. What's this guy's name? I bet it's Karl or something. I'm just kidding.
What did I do?
No, not you. A different Karl. Oh man, everybody. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me go into another little say. We'll just do shout outs and then we'll end the show because I gotta.
Yes,
I gotta go do some stuff, man. All right, shout outs, Andy. Do you want to give any shout outs? If you want to give a shout out, go ahead and give a shout out. You know what I mean? It's just whatever you want, right?
Paco, hey, shout out to Paco.
All right, thanks. Karl, shout outs.
Yeah, moving on. No, shout out Joe Sixpack and All Apologies podcast. We just did an episode about Kanye West, and everybody's been real supportive on our Instagram. I want people to go find the All Apologies podcast Instagram and check it out.
Karl, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to Kindy, the review girl, who's in love with me. She can't get enough of me.
Yeah.
She was upset we did WATP today. She couldn't be on. She was ready to go on tomorrow, but the ISMs are playing a show in Buffalo tomorrow, so we couldn't do WATP. Shout out to Kindy. Shout out to Lucy Tightbox, our co-host on Wednesdays with Andy Q Public over here. Shout out to all the ladies of the Dabbleverse.
Nice. Ronnie, you got any shout outs?
Yes. Shout out to the Mexicans who speak perfect English and make up stories about getting laid.
Oh, yeah, you heard that one.
And shout out to the Beastie Boys, licensed to Ill Tour.
Fuck yeah. Well done, sir. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, shout out to everybody that's on the podcast today, and my family. Yes.
Yeah, man. You know what? I'll give a couple shout outs. Shout out to the WATP family. You guys are now like the biggest podcast people in the world. I don't know.
We'll take it.
Yeah. And I've been I missed all these episodes, and then I shouldn't have, because all these Mexican listeners started calling in. Yep. Really offensive to me.
Yeah.
Snooze, you lose, Paco. You got to keep up, buddy.
I'm really Chicano, you know what I'm saying? I ain't Mexican.
That's what you say. I don't know.
This is what I'm used to right here, and then this guy from Mexico, he can eat a dick. I don't care. He tries to act like he's better than me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He ain't better than this.
That fucking guy from Mexico said that flour tortillas are better than corn tortillas, so he's losing credibility with me.
Right. Well, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about like just a snack,
I didn't mean to go back to that.
Homemade tortillas, butter, can't beat it. Like flour, but I know. But yeah, I never heard no Mexican say that. They always go corn. Always. If you're Mexican, corn. I mean, I'd expect
this dude is fucking corny.
Right. Yes.
So I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
On this podcast where they have Mexicans that speak perfect English, they also had a segment about how to catch an alien. Is that like a double entendre there, or is that
No,
that's completely different. Go ahead, Karl.
To catch an alien is a segment we do on WATP, because there's this guy who hosts a show, and we're pretty sure he's not an earthling. He doesn't understand anything that human beings do, and he tries to relate to us earthlings. So we're pretty sure he's an alien.
So, like from Mexico?
No, like from outer space.
He's
from another
from Italy,
from another
right?
planet.
Isn't he Italian?
From Italy, yeah, right.
Oh man, shout out to Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy MSCS. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. All right. You know what? This is a great show. Thank you guys for coming back on. I didn't know if you guys would do it, but I'm a starstruck again. So thank you guys. Ronnie, thanks for being here too. All right. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Paco,
Thanks,
you're
Paco.
the man.
Thanks,
Ronnie.
guys.